Hello and welcome to Best Served Cold. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. There is a demo available right now, and if you like what you see, then you should probably add it to your Steam wishlist. This is a murder mystery detective game where you are a bartender and you kind of have to figure out who committed a murder in the town. You're not actually a detective, you're just a bartender, doing the right thing, or trying to do the right thing as best as you can. Let's start a new game and see what we have for us right here. The Last Drop, Monday. The hazy overhead lights in your speakeasy buzz to life as the bookshop above you closes for the day. The bookshop owner and your landlord, Vincent Floor, takes a seat at the bar and begins mumbling to himself. What a day. Zarin literature is providence bound in leather, but to my customers, my books may as well be doorstops. Everything all right, Mr. Floor? Clearly not. If I ordered a cart of fools and received just one of my customers, I would have gotten my money's worth. Well, we both know why I'm here. I need a drink, so dazzle me. What would you like? This evening, a properly mixed Eastern Ruby should hit the spot. Okay, so we do have our tutorial to go through here. I just wanted to keep the tutorial enabled, even though I kind of know what to do. I thought it might be best that they explain rather than me. So you can see here that customers can be in different moods. They can be in a good mood or a bad mood, and that can determine what they reveal to you throughout the course of the game. So you'll see here, some days your customers will be in a bad mood. This can also be caused by serving them a ruined drink or by choosing dialogue options that upset or anger them. When a customer is in a bad mood, it is shown here in the bottom left. Thankfully, serving a customer their favorite drink will lift their spirits and cure their bad mood. Press the serve button in the bottom right to start making Vincent a drink. Customers will usually avoid discussing unpleasant topics when in a bad mood. You have to cure it before you can interrogate them. In some rare cases, though, a client must be in a bad mood before they will open up. In these situations, you can mess up their drink on purpose to bring down their mood. As you get to know your clients better, make sure to learn what their favorite drink is. You can always ask them what they like to get a hint. Alright. Let's see if we can cheer you up. Haha, that's the spirit. Alright, so he likes an Eastern Ruby, as you can see right here, and you have a variety of different recipes that you can create, and every single person has a preference, and they also have an alcohol tolerance, and that will also affect a number of factors, so there's a lot to take into account here. Vincent loves the Eastern Ruby, and we want to lift his spirits and cure his bad mood, so let's select Eastern Ruby in the list. To successfully mix a drink, you'll need to add all the necessary ingredients to the shaker by passing through them even, with the arrow following along the lines in the direction it is pointing. Once you start following the path, you'll need to keep up the pace, as a red arrow will start following you. Make sure it doesn't catch up before you reach the end of the path, or the drink will be ruined. See, so this is basically the drink mixing game, as it were, and you're going to need to go through every single one of these ingredients to be able to make it. And you need to be pretty quick, not super fast, but you do need to be a little bit quicker than normal pace, right? So, you know, I guess it depends what normal is to you, but generally a brisk pace is going to be better than a slow one. So let's go for it. There we go. There we are. Did you see the red arrow? Yeah, it was moving not so fast, but it will catch you if you're unprepared. So just be aware for that. And there's the perfect mix of an Eastern Ruby. Well done, Vincent is no longer in a bad mood, and he's even gained more affection towards you. The more a customer likes a certain drink you give them, the more their affection towards you increases. Their favorite drink will reward the most affection. Customers will not appreciate being served a bad drink. If you fail to properly mix a cocktail, customers will be displeased, and you will lose all but one action for the remainder of the conversation. So you can see here we have 4 actions for Vincent at the moment. When I was looking for a bartender to run this place, I hoped for someone as good as you, but didn't expect it, especially with your background. This place could have become naught but cloudy moonshine and rough customers, yet you are already proving to be more than that. Supply lines for alcohol are fraught, so you'll have to adapt your drinks menu to circumstance. But a recent shipment of vodka from Rusalka came into my possession, and as such, some old classic cocktails are on the menu once more. Lucky me, I suppose. Anything else? Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. A friendly warning, perhaps? My favorite gentleman's club is abuzz with chat about a crackdown on speakeasies. My companions have warned me that the local constabulary is looking to make an example of the flagrant lawbreakers. I see. I suppose that's what we are now. We've opened a bar during a prohibition, even if that prohibition is ridiculous. The law is the law, but what's legal and what's right are not always the same thing. The people of Zara should not exchange freedom for safety. What if we get raided? It's unlikely they would target my establishment, and I have friends in the constabulary, but you should take precautions nonetheless. Try not to irritate anyone who might incriminate us, and don't compromise on drink quality. I'd imagine most speakeasies are brought down by dissatisfied customers with loose tongues. I'll be careful. Good, you see, there's a reason I bring all this up. Vincent reaches into his inner coat pocket and pulls out a folded newspaper. He spreads it on the bar top so that you can read the heading. Speakeasy guest found dead. In the early hours of the morning, the body of an as-of-yet unidentified young woman was found in an alley off the Bukovi Boulevard. Bukovi police has since released a statement confirming that the crime took place outside a speakeasy and that the proprietors, as well as several guests, have been detained for questioning. This murder is almost certainly the latest in a string of crimes committed on and around the boulevard by the so-called Bukovi killer. Citizens are urged not to attend these illegal establishments for their own safety and to inform local law enforcement if they suspect any illegal activity is taking place. Don't get too bothered by all this tittle-tattle. I'm certain these murders are fabricated by puritanical bureaucrats on the city council. Fabricated? I believe so, yes. With the prohibition in full force, perhaps the politicians created a serial killer boogeyman to keep people out of speakeasies. It's just like the old fairy tales about demons in the woods, the claws of the strigoi snatching the unwary and pulling them into the darkness. He takes a long sip of his drink and sets it down on the table, his fingers nervously rattling on the glass. A murder at a speakeasy doesn't mean visiting one is dangerous, but I wonder if those who indulge in tabloid rumors can grasp that fact. I imagine the authorities will be paying closer attention to venues like ours. They think we offer safe haven to vagabonds and scoundrels, but all we want is to kindle the dying flames of conversation. Imagine their surprise when they see the depth and breadth of fine gentlemen and ladies who will frequent our establishment. But heed my words, friend. Be on your guard. I will. We're on Bukovi Boulevard, so the locals are a mixed bag. Consider the customers carefully. My friends especially are people of culture and arts. There's no doubt in my mind that some shady characters will show up, but I'd imagine most will be harmless. I'd hope so, anyway. A mix of high and low society makes for a good blend. Honey and lemon, wine and cheese crackers, that sort of thing. Jokes aside, do be careful, bartender. I've invested a lot of money in this place, and while it's yours to use, I don't expect to be sweeping up eyeballs and teeth at the end of the night. Understood. One more thing. We both know this is your last chance. I went out on a limb to give you this opportunity, and I've turned a blind eye to your past troubles. Make sure those troubles stay in the past, and you keep your nose clean. I get it. If you follow my rules, you'll be under my protection, and I promise I'll keep you safe. One hand washes the other. We have a deal." "Good, good. Thank you for the libations. I should return home. I hope business goes well tonight." Okay. See you, Vincent. Alright, so he is our landlord and, indeed the owner of the speakeasy. So we obviously have to adhere to his wishes as much as possible. Every day will bring a different group of customers to your speakeasy. It's a big place, so look left and right to check for any customers seated on the edges of the room. You can click on a customer to call them over for a chat at the bar. Let's try it out on this mysterious woman in the back. The woman takes a seat, looking exhausted. She squints at you like she can't decide if you're a friend or foe. "Rough day?" You have no idea. Although you're on your feet all day serving people with too much money, so maybe you have some idea. Grundown Heights is fully booked, so me and everyone else in the laundry service are run off our feet. There's nothing like changing hotel bedsheets during a spice trader symposium. Do you know how frustrating it is to have a fat, bald, old man explain the logistics of his spice trading company and how it made him rich? And he's doing that while you change his sweaty bedsheets. I can guess. Sometimes I push my face into a pillow and scream so loud, I feel like I'm going to crack the walls, but then I stop, and nothing has changed. It sounds like you need a drink. Yes, something that feels like being slapped in the face with a slice of lemon wrapped around a cricket bat. I trust your judgment. Alright, so she wants lemon, right? So this is the kind of thing we have to do. We have to take a look. So sometimes, now this is a thing that you've got to take into account here too, sometimes the customer will not tell you anything about what they want. And so as a result, you kind of have to guess and just kind of think, oh, do they like this? Do they like that? If you get it somewhat right, or, something is a little bit positive about the drink, then you will gain actions with them, and then you will be able to speak to them, ask them what their favorite drink is, and then they may tell you, or maybe they won't. It depends. Anyway, there are several indicators to the right of each cocktail that provide more information about the drink in question, including whether your customer likes it or not. The question mark means you don't yet know how they feel about this, while a star means it's their favorite. Customers will also have drinks they like with a plus icon and ones that they feel neutral about with a dot. This information gets updated every time you serve a customer a new drink. Serving liked and favorite drinks will improve your relationship with a customer faster than a neutral one. And this little swervy thing indicates the smoothness of the drink, which determines how long a customer is willing to stay and talk after being served. In other words, how many actions you'll be able to take during the following dialogue. Every new topic you discuss will cost you 1 action. Once the action counter runs out, customers will leave the conversation to enjoy the rest of their evening. Customers can only be talked to once a day, so don't forget to serve them a drink whenever you do. Okay, so I was obviously a little bit incorrect about that. I actually thought that serving them their favorite drink was the thing that gave you the most actions, but apparently it's the smoothness. Maybe it's everything. I don't know. Meanwhile, the alcohol percentage shows how alcoholic a drink is. The higher the percentage, the more intoxicated the customer will get. Some questions will require a certain level of intoxication to loosen a customer's lips, but be careful, a customer that becomes inebriated will go home. Alcohol tolerance will vary from customer to customer. Now you know the power the bartender holds. The better your drink fits the customer's tastes, the more affection you will receive. You can also affect a customer's mood as well as how talkative they will be after you've served them. So now let's make her a drink, shall we? The copper bullet. And this is where we get an entirely new little diagram. There we go. As you can see, the little red arrow does move pretty quickly, and if you're not fast about it, it will catch you quite quickly. But thankfully, we're okay here. Oh, damn, this is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. After a long shift, my brain is buzzing. I can't just go home with all this fuzz in my head. When the Prohibition closed the bars and clubs, everything else got more expensive. An opera ticket costs a month's rent. And with everything being so busy, why is it so busy? Well, there's the Spice Merchant Symposium, but there's some big show going on as well. Everyone's wearing their fanciest threads, the women in these sparkly dresses and their heeled shoes. Looks like torture to me. Me too. At the hotel, I only see the clothes lying on the floor, stained with peppercorn sauce, coffee, nicotine, and worse. At least the folk going to the shows are clean. I guess I clean up fewer wine stains now, so maybe the prohibition isn't all bad. She downs her drink, wiping her mouth for any spills. Whew! I'll take that as a compliment. This watering hole is new, right? That weird old guy put me onto this place. The Nightcap just opened, yes. The Nightcap, huh? Funny name. Oh, I'm Clara, by the way. Mind if I just call you Bartender? You don't seem too prissy about the type of customers you get. Grundown Heights has 3 hotel bars, but I didn't fit in at any of them, even when they served booze. The staff bar was all drunken bellhops, the mid-bar was full of posers, and the Spire Lounge would charge me a fortune for just looking at the drinks menu. This place feels a bit more varied in its clientele. You got all sorts in here. We're all equal when we walk through these doors. Her smile is warm, and she nods a little like she just made up her mind about you. I can get on board with that. Good. Well, I should be heading back. I got Batitsu sparring classes and a shift tomorrow, and if I don't get a good sleep, both of those are going to beat the stuffing out of me. Take care. And there she goes. Alright, now that everyone has been spoken to, we can end the day by clicking on the bell. And there it is. Next day. Tuesday. It's Tuesday, innit? Yeah, exactly. Alright, so here we have an awkward gentleman. A new customer takes a seat at the bar. He takes a slow look around the room, and then at you. He glances back at the entrance a few times, like he expects someone to sneak in after him. The man doesn't hesitate to tap the bar, demanding the attention you're already giving him. What can I get you? How does this place work? Just like a regular bar? No butlers or whatever? I just want a drink. Anything in particular? I don't care, you choose. How does this place work? Just like a regular bar? Yes, indeed, it is just like a regular bar, you absolute imbecile. I am going to be serving him the best drink in the world right now. Okay, I'm thinking right now that he'll probably like, probably a wake-up call, cold winter, something like that. Wake-up call, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Okay, let's just do this. Da-da. There we go, nice and quick. As quick as we possibly can be, at least. Let's see if he likes it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Ah, perfect. Well, as perfect as a crime can be. You've probably guessed that I'm here for more than a drink. We have business. Business? He sets down today's newspaper, but rather than turning it as Vincent did yesterday, he instead lets the heavy pages land with a thud. The headline reads, Latest Bukovi Boulevard Victim Identified. In a statement to the press this morning, Bukovi police finally released the name of the latest victim in the string of murders by the so-called Bukovi killer, the body of 24-year-old Natalia Reed, a native Tsaran and lifetime resident of Bukovi, was found yesterday in the unnamed alley off Bukovi Boulevard at 6 in the morning by a local resident heading out for work. Police have since confirmed that the crime took place outside a speakeasy known as The Last Drop, which the victim, a junior accountant, was known to frequent in her off time to drink and gamble. The illegal business has since been shut down, resulting in several arrests. Police Commissioner Aldea urges the public to be careful and to come forward with any information that may aid the police in their ongoing investigation, as the perpetrator remains at large. Natalia Reed's family has declined to comment. Her employer, Mark Weaver, says only that, quote-unquote, he assumed she was just late again. Have you encountered anyone acting strangely at this establishment? Maybe. Maybe? I don't think you quite understand what's at stake here. Did you read the news yesterday? Speakeasy guest found dead. And since you just served me alcohol, that would make this place a speakeasy. Exactly. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a police badge. His name reads Constable Hugo Mertens. He waits a moment to make sure you understand the gravity of the situation. I'm investigating a series of murders that took place outside established speakeasies. Are you going to shut us down? Speakeasies are, at the moment, one of the only leads I have. I may never say this again, but your business needs to stay open. The killer is using locations like yours, so one of your patrons could be a killer. And you need my help. You'll be helping yourself. If your clientele keeps getting murdered, well, that's not great for business. For a time, your establishment has protection from me and from the rest of the constabulary. This place is no longer a bar. It's a hunting ground where I will catch a killer with your help. Your first assignment is to interview these drunkards and find out if any of them frequented that speakeasy where we found Natalia Reed. Do that, and I might just extend your time a bit longer so we can figure out who's behind all this. I'm guessing there's no opt-out. He shakes his head softly, then pulls the badge from the table and places it back into his inside pocket. I did my homework. I know who you are. Just think of it this way. As a reformed citizen, you should be more than happy to help out. He knows who we are. Yes, he knows who I am. That's hilarious. I understand. You might not be too fond of the constabulary, but you have to be realistic. Right now, we want the same thing. I'll do it. Good. Any questions? And then we can ask him questions if we want to. Give me a solid lead on the people in this establishment who were present at the time where, at the same speakeasy where Natalia Reed was found. As a former criminal, I'm sure you know ways of making people talk. There's no doubt in my mind your less savory connections might know more. Once you prove you're capable of collecting this information, I'll accept I'm not wasting my time. From there, I can divulge a bit more about the case. I'll see what I can do. You're part of this now. Time is short, and I expect something solid from you. Okay, so basically every single time you speak to someone, you're going to be getting a clue, potentially, if you do a good job, and then you can go to your clue board at the end of the day, and you can try to make connections, or you can try to catch people out with what they have mentioned to you. Maybe they're lying, maybe there is a way for you to uncover new information. You can also show evidence to people, and you can confront them with that evidence to make it so that they know that you have them in a bad spot, and maybe they then confess something about the case. It could be. Who knows? This case is the highest priority, and you're on the clock. If we don't have the killer in 2 weeks, this gets kicked upstairs to the Confederated Force. And if that happens, my career is in tatters and your bar is finished. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. 2 weeks to prove we are not children playing detectives. 2 weeks to save our careers and our reputations. 2 weeks to make our streets safe and save some lives while we're at it. No pressure, though. Alright. Yeah, no pressure whatsoever, and here we go. Peter Wagner enters your bar. You recognize him by the scar on his cheek. It's been a while, and you don't quite know if you're ready to see him again. He takes a seat, looking you in the eye. You can't quite tell if he recognizes you. You hope he doesn't. Welcome to the Nightcap. Creative location for a speakeasy. The filth are looking for old bars opening up again, not basements owned by bookworms. Make me a real drink so I can forget all the weak cat piss they serve in the stacks. If memory serves, you makes a good cocktail, though usually a bit sweet for my tastes. Miss me, Peter? Every day. Was crying myself to sleep on a pillow soaked through with tears. You feel the same, I imagine? Sure. He raises his eyebrows and shoves a few coins your way. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out, eh? Any flavor I can work in there that you like? Going all sweet on me now? Well, I like a hint of coffee to go with my drink. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out as you make me a drink. Here we go, let's do it. Let's see if I can remember what you like. Alright, so it's pretty clear that he likes most likely cold winter, I assume. Let's go for it. Ah, there we go. Whew. Sometimes you just get caught on some of the corners and then you just, the red arrow's catching up and you just panic a little bit. Yes, thankfully we were able to do it though. This career shift is starting to make sense. You have talent. So you're a bartender now. Well, that's an odd one, but if you want to pull a curtain over your past, I'll go along with it. Peter is a criminal. More specifically, he's an enforcer for the feared crime lord Carla. But as long as you don't owe money, insult him, or spill his drink, you should be fine. Strange how that face with the frightening scar can light up a room when he smiles, though it doesn't happen often. How can someone so dangerous be so charming? Thanks. Your rival speakeasies ain't too appealing. I can see why you're getting busier. The other places either turn anyone away without a duchy or they hose the blood off the dance floor each night. The last drop was the only one I could appreciate, but it got shut down a few days ago. Oh, what's a little... I'm not going to say what's a little blood to you. I'm going to say, what's your job these days? My collar is blue and I work with my friends a lot. Actually, not friends. I work with my hands a lot, actually. My bad, I actually read that a little bit wrong, didn't I? Anyway, some of the other fellows in my line of work have a bit too much fun for my tastes. You don't like your you don't like your colleagues? I reckon my job ain't good or bad, it's neutral, cause and effect and all that. What I do is a natural result of the system we all live in and the deals people make. I don't get it. I take no responsibility for what happens to the folk I collect from. They knew the deal they was getting into when they took the money. But even though I don't feel bad for them, that don't mean I want to go drinking with gorillas like me who laugh about smashing open some indebted shopkeeper's skull. He takes a final long sip of his drink and sets the empty cup down on the table. You're not a complete monster. I'm just Peter, and I play my part without prejudice or pleasure. Like I said, cause and effect. And now, if you'll excuse me, this drink has had an effect on me, and I need to take care of that. Alright, there we go. And that's the end of the conversation. Okay, so now we can have a look, and look, we have 2 additional people that we can speak to right here. So let's speak to this guy. A miserable-looking man sits down at the bar. A big cloud follows him. Once he has your attention, he peruses the drinks stacked behind you. What can I get you? I never understand all these names. Something strong, please. If I'm doing something wrong, I might as well do it right. Anything besides strong? Not really, just strong. Alright, okay, so... what does the goddess want you to order? Just make me a drink quickly and with fewer jokes. Alright, so a drink quickly with fewer jokes. He wants something strong. He wants something strong. Thinking right now that he'd probably like evening prayer. He's a priest, isn't he? That would be hilarious if he likes evening prayer the most. There we go. That was a hard one actually. This is a pretty difficult pattern to do. And there we go. Another perfect mix. Goes down quite nicely. He shrugs, places the glass back against his lips and downs the rest. When the glass is empty, he wags his finger for you to refill it. How about we start with your name? You really don't know who I am. I'm Father Lacey, but you can call me John. I'm a priest at the church up the road. You know this is alcoholic. We are permitted. Besides, how could the goddess resent a priest drinking in this city? Is it that bad? If you took confession too, you wouldn't ask. What do people confess? Everything you can imagine and more. I used to have faith in humanity. Here you go. Thank you. I'll be back soon. Godspeed, John. He downs the rest and stands up. Now that you can see him better, you notice the clerical collar that was tucked in. He tips his head and takes his leave. Alright, so we've learned a little bit about him. We know that he's a priest and a person as well. That's what we learned about him. Anyway, an obscenely glamorous woman wipes the stool clean before gingerly sitting on it. After a moment, she checks her lipstick in a pocket mirror before readjusting her coat. She leans forward to meet your gaze. Welcome. It's certainly cushy down here. To think this grand a place below a bookstore. How very Vincent. You know Vincent? Yes, he's the man who invited me. He probably mentioned I'd be showing up. He's quite the fan. Her nails tap rhythmically to some invisible music. You can't tell if she's waiting for you to say something in particular. Vincent hasn't mentioned you. Oh, no, he must have. Carmine, Olivia. There's probably some kind of list I'm on. A VIP kind of affair. I'm an actress/singer/radio host. If you haven't heard of me, you've certainly heard my voice. Her voice is silky and delicate, like a silver bell. You don't mind listening to it even though it drips with audacity. Oh, that Olivia Carmine. Yes, Vincent mentioned you. See, we all need a little push to jog our memory sometimes. Perhaps you heard about the time I saved a performance of Dandies and Dames at the Classic Grand. Maybe. The stagehand forgot to leave a prop gun on stage. I ended up singing bang bang noises to finish the performance. The audience loved it. The director went along with it. The show got middling reviews, but I was praised for my quick thinking and my coolness under pressure. Can I get you a drink? Are you buying, darling? Put it on my tab. I'll be here often. I eagerly await your performance. All right. So, let's pour you something fabulous. Here we go. So, what does she want? She has not said anything about what she likes, so we kind of have to guess, don't we? I'm thinking right now that she might like... She might like a poison drop. What about that? Let's do this one. There we are. And there we have it, a perfect mix. It looks delicious, actually, to be honest. A very nice flavor, darling. Good work. What a day. Oh, did I tell you about my radio career? She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she leans forward and curls her finger to pull you close. Well, today, I spend the majority of my time reading contracts. I'm starting my own show, you see. Something daring, something bold, something that'll knock the socks right off my listeners. I'm calling it Chamomile and Carmine. Classy, right? Absolutely. You're one of the first to hear about it, but well, I suppose I let my mouth run when I'm a little tipsy, so more we'll find out soon. Ha! Picture me in my sultry voice broadcast nationwide to the people of Tsara, even the poor folks who can't make it to my stage performances. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Good things happen to good people, you know. Sure. Olivia swells the last bit of her drink and takes a long sip. She wipes her mouth with a tissue before setting the empty glass down beside your hand. Thank you for the drink. I will be back, though hopefully soon you won't have to wait too long to hear my voice. Kisses. With a slight stumble, she pushes herself up, winks at you, and takes her leave. See you soon. And now, we're done, and we can end the day. There you go. All right. So we've learned a little bit about the case at the moment. And at the end of each day, you return to your home office where you can review your clues on the clue board and try to make new deductions. Besides structuring your thoughts, the clue board also has another very important function. Some clues can be connected to form new evidence. Spotted a contradiction or two pieces of evidence that tell you something about the same person or event? Try combining them. To place a clue you've found, simply click on this and then there we go. At any point, you can remove a clue from the board by dragging and dropping it back in the clue list, should you feel a piece of information is no longer important. The two clues you have right now seem to be related, don't they? Let's try linking them together. Click one of the pins, then drag the string to the other clue's pin and see what happens. There we go. We found a new clue. Peter frequented the last drop, the speakeasy where Natalia Reed's murder took place before it was shut down. He should be able to tell me who else went there and if any of them visit the Nightcap, which is our new place, of course. And then we can literally put this on the board as well. Technically, we could do that. There you go. If we wanted to, but it's obviously not really necessary right now, but it's just nice that you can move these things around however you so desire. And here we go. We've got a load of guests right now. Well, 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 look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're a beacon in the night. I don't plan on closing anytime soon. Let's catch up, just like the old days. Now press the Show Clue button to open the notebook and present him with the new combined clue. Select the Peter's Street Smarts clue to ask him for more information. Let's do it. And as you can see, it does give you a confirmation box, which in my opinion is very, very important to do in a situation like this, because there are very big, dire, potentially dire consequences if you were to present a clue to the wrong person. You never know who the killer is going to be. Are you sure you want to present this to Peter Wagner? Yes. The story about the broad that got iced at a speakeasy, what about it? What do you think happened? You read the story, I'm sure the journos did a great job, they always do. Don't be like that, I want your opinion. You're fishing, and for what? I got nothing for you. You and me both know how this show plays out. The papers spin the same stories, the hoi polloi get all worked up, and ain't no one got the real facts, except for the ones who know to keep their mouths shut. And folk who say the city council are fabricating the killings, they got their heads screwed on wrong. Bukovi officials could barely patch a hole in the road, far less stage a murder. I know a professional job when I see one, and this ain't professional. But it was done by someone who has experience, someone who planned it out real careful, and who's done it before. Did you visit that speakeasy? Yeah, and? Plenty of folk went there, so don't go making any inferences. This, yeah, you know where the line is, no need to see what happens if you step over. Who else went there? Oh, to tell, it was a mixed crowd, let me think. Alina Dragos, the type of rich blonde who don't want nothing to do with me. Last year she made it big thanks to her daddy winning the jackpot at a poker tourney. Elliot, the sour-faced alcoholic who popped in occasionally. If he was in school, I'd beat the snot out of him and take his milk money. I still might. And Killian Durand, the rich kid with the baby face and the soft hands. You taking roll call? If this bartending gig don't work out, I suggest a job as an intrepid reporter. What do you think of them, Scoops? Alright, I was just curious. Let's catch up just like the old days, he says. Now, if you don't want to talk with anyone in particular, you can literally just exit the current conversation if you so desire. You can obviously also ask various things about people. So, for example, we can say, what is his favorite drink? I'm pretty sure we gave him his favorite drink last time, but let's just confirm it, shall we? I like proper drinks, something pure like vodka. Anything else? Coffee. Keeps me sharp in the wee hours. You work late? You know I do. Nothing good happens in the morning, so best sleep through it. I get a lot more done where everyone else is asleep and out of my way. Despite the name, a cold winter usually keeps me warm during those long nights. Okay, yeah. So in other words, exactly. Actually, wait a minute. Let me just let me just give him a let me give him a cold winter. This is his favorite, as you can see right here. Now we have a star, and this is obviously fantastic because then we can just make this very, very nice and easily, and then we are done. And that is very, very nice. This career shift is starting to make sense. You have talent, because I've just completely changed his voice. Isn't that great? Yeah, anyway, so now we've gained additional actions, as you can see right here. So we could basically just ask all of this other stuff if we so desire, and then we can continue to ask all the other people in the bar about, you know, everything, and you can start to gather the clues and so on. Like, for example, I believe this is Killian right here. So as you may have seen, you could see here, there is Olivia, John Lacey, all the people that we've so far met However, there are going to be additional people, as you saw, and this is the current objective. You can see here, all of this stuff is really, really important, and you can take a look at it. And we have potential patrons, so you can see here, look at this. Alina, Elliot, and Killian. I believe this is Elliot in the background here. This is Killian right here, and I believe Alina is on the left over here. The woman in the white dress. So yeah, anyway, if you would like to check out Beth Served Cold, I would highly recommend it if you're into murder mysteries, detective games, logical reasoning, and so on and so forth. Then this is absolutely fantastic. The writing is great as well. Very, very much enjoy the aesthetic. And yeah, if you want to check it out, there's a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.